Welcome everybody back to a new rebuild, and we are popping over from Italy over to Spain, where we will be taking on the challenge of Real Zaragoza, who have landed themselves in La Liga 2 and been there since 2012-2013 season, where they got relegated from La Liga, and they have never won the top flight division in their history, which is phenomenal. But of course, one of the many few that have not won the top flight. So in this challenge, we are going to be getting them back to the top flight and hopefully win them their first La Liga title. A challenge and a half. There will be no restrictions, as we will go all in to try and get them that all-important title. So let's move along and see what we've got to play with. We have got some budget. Wow, that's brilliant. So the club enjoyed their best spell of success in the 1960s, although now enduring a 19-year barren spell, not winning a competition since 2004. Still have a history of which they can be proud of. They finished runners-up in the Spanish top division for the only time in 1975. So it's been a long time. Winning the Cup Winners' Cup in 95. So again, a very long time, 30 years since winning a European trophy. And they were runners-up in the Super Cup as well. So they have won a couple of European trophies then. My mistake. Wow, interesting. But the more important one is the La Liga, which they have never won. They are adopting a 3 at the back formation, or a 5-3-2 formation, one loan obligation, and we will be battling it from Liga 2 as well. They want us to work within the budget, which is always a gimme. Grow the club's reputation, same with that. Be competitive in the Spanish Cup, finish top half of the division, reach the playoffs. So within 3 years, they want us to win promotion. We are playing on an updated database, which was updated yesterday, in fact, on the 9th of July. This update can be found on sortitoutsI.com if you want to go ahead and update your football manager with the recent transfers, etc. First off, we'll have a look at the finances. They have got $7.5 million in the bank, $500,000 in transfer budget, and we are currently overspending on the wages budget, which doesn't seem great, does it? Any debts? They have got a €20 million debt though, so one's a president loan and one's a bank loan, of which they are paying back. The squad, what have we got to play with? So let's start with age first. It's always a good sign. 3 players 30 and above, brilliant. Bakis is one of the older ones and probably one of the better players. Striker, Turkish as well. Doesn't look too bad. Let's have a quick look. He can finish, which is great, and he's got a bit of pace on him as well. We got Agar up top there, winger, Cam, midfield. He looks pretty solid as well. Good free kick taken on him as well. That's brilliant. 31 years old. Raul Guti, 28 years old, midfielder. I'm edging towards a midfield formation here. Although he can play in DM. Might give a midfielder a run out in this Liga 2, I think. To have a look on the other end then, some youngsters. So one's out on loan currently. We've got Pau Sanz, Cam, and striker, good potential. Ooh, he can finish as well, 13, and he's quick. Balance and jumping is not brilliant, but he's only 5'7", so he'd be quite nippy getting him behind them defenders, I reckon. He can play cam position as well, which would be quite useful. Cortez. They have a lot of midfielders, so it seems. Will be top heavy. A 4-2-4 I'm looking at now, maybe. Another striker, 21-year-old Samed Bazdar. Not brilliant finishing, not as good as the other two, but physicals don't look too bad. He's 6'1" as well, and he can play cam. So again, another useful youngster with a lot of potential. Maybe it might be wise to give some of these youngsters a run out this season. Although we have got some really good players like Franco. What a name. DM player. Can play again midfield. Very nice stats on him. Ball winning midfielder. We've also got Pousson. Goalkeeper, 26 years old. Oh, at least we don't have to look for a goalkeeper, and he looks pretty stacked as well. Not bad going. Probably too good for this division maybe, or probably just right. But again, somebody that can grow, and he's still got a bit of potential left in him. Another striker, Danny Gomez. He looks a lot more stacked than the other guys. Advanced forward as well. It could be that we have 2 up front maybe. A 4-2-4 I'm edging towards. So I'm saying a 4-2-4. Have we got any of the wingers? Left winger. Alright, so we've got some people that can play out on the right and left. Okay, that's fine. Our staffing situation, we have got probably one of the best in the league as well. Are they? Yeah, the second highest, I think. Scouting could do with a little bit of improvement, and same with the medical staff as well. So I think first off we need to sort ourselves out of formation. We need to get a team together and see if we can improve at any spots with the money that we have got, and then we will be straight back once the season starts. We only managed to offload one player, and that was our Turkish striker. He was our highest earner, 15,000 a week, so that had to go, as well as selling him on for 1.4 million, which is an added bonus. And added to the kitty, he's gone to Brest. That did enable us to bring in a couple of players for 1,500 a week. We bring in Chumi, a centre-back option. We have got some centre-backs, but they're not nearly as good as the ones that we have brought in actual fact. And Chumi is the pick of the order. And finally, our other defender, Jorge Marino. He can also play right back as well, which is going to be quite helpful for us. But again, better than what we already got. So we've got 2 new centre-backs for this season, and he's got some room to grow as well. So we are going to be locking in one player, and that is Bazdar, as we adopt the 4-3-3 DM formation. I was toying with a 4-2-4. It didn't sing out to me, should I say, or shout out, and yeah, this one seems to be a lot better. So if we pick our best 11, Bazdar actually comes out, and the side doesn't look that bad either. We've only lost one game this season. That was to Almeria. We lost 3-1 away from home. But we did have 3 wins, 2 3-2s and a 2-0 against Coruña as well, which is quite a good victory. We are currently lying 5th in the table. I want promotion, although they're not expecting us to get promoted in the first couple of seasons. I really want it this season if we can, if we're going to start battling to win them the first title, of which it's going to be a very long time, I feel. But for the time being, we're 5th in the table, and prediction-wise, we will be, 8th. Okay, I think we could do better than that. We've got Las Palmas at Valladolid, and we're ahead of Leganés as well, which is pretty good, and the most of the promoted teams are down near the bottom. So let's jump into our first season, and let's get it on the way. After what seems like a very long season, we're near the end of June, would you believe? And some of our great results, so including a 5-0 win over Mirandes away from home. We did beat Real Sociedad B team 3-0. And then we hit January, and then we lost our left winger, our young prospect left winger. He's gone to Crystal Palace for 1.3 million. So I'm guessing they reached his release clause, unfortunately for us. But we battled on with further victories, with a 5-3 away victory at FC Andorra and a final game away from home at Cueta 3-0, which landed us into the promotion playoffs. So we played Las Palmas over 2 legs, with the first one ending in a 2-0 home victory for ourselves, Cortez getting the goal. And then Chumi netting our 4th goal on aggregate in this 2-1 away victory, which put us into the final against Almeria over 2 legs, and this first leg ended in a 4-0 fantastic victory from ourselves, with Guti netting the first one. And then the second leg, despite losing 1-0, which gives us an aggregate score of a 4-1 victory. And after all that, we gained promotion to La Liga finally as well. First time of asking, 5th position, however, we did finish lower than Las Palmas and Almeria, who we beat to the promotion spots in the semi-final and final. But it's very, very close at the top. Gomez, 26 goals this season, 2 off getting the golden boot. Guti, best player in the league, and Bazda, who was with us, obviously no longer, he was on a 7.34, so he was doing very, very well. But thankfully didn't upset us getting a promotion. Spanish Cup, we got as far as the quarterfinals, losing to Atletico Madrid 2-0 at home in the end, and it was Eldense who lost to Real Madrid, the lowest of the teams getting to the quarterfinals, and we were the second lowest. Other than that, it was all La Ligas. Getafe, Barcelona got knocked out by Real Hispalis. Wow, interesting. Who went on to win it? Real Madrid over Atletico. And our squad, despite losing our left winger, 33 goals and 6 then for Gomez, not bad in his full season. 13 and 16 for Mayona, 9 and 5 for Moya. Guti, 9 and 8, 8 and 8 for Aga. We got Suenza, 7 and 7, 8 assists there for Franco. Bear got 8 assists. 10 assists there for Tsende as well. That was pretty good. And our goalkeeper only conceded 57 goals in 50 games with 17 clean sheets. That's incredible. That's really, really good. So going into next season, are they going to back us with a little bit of cash so we can bring in some heavy hitters to the squad, hopefully? So Finances, 10 million. That's not bad. We can't ask for really more than that, I guess. Only have 5 million in the bank. And we have got a bit of wages as well. In fact, we've got 100 grand a week in wages to spend. So we'll have to spend it wisely. See what there is on the free transfers, because probably at the moment we might not be able to bring anybody in apart from free transfers maybe. I don't know. We'll have to have a look or be very, very smart with who we sign. And need to watch out for them release clauses, because we need to get the best possible deal. So for this season, we're bringing a free transfer, Mies Hilgers. It's amazing what you can find on a free in the early stages of the season. This was just straight after the season had just finished. Mies Hilgers, a defender, 25 years old. Still got potential on him, and he looks pretty good. Definitely fits into our side, and takes over with Chumi at the back. We're bringing another goalkeeper. He's played 4 games for us, actually. In fact, he's taken over the number 1 jersey from Pusan. Rui Silva. 32 years old. Yes, he's in his 30s. However, he is in his prime. So we'll probably get about a couple of years out of him. And then hopefully Saudi Arabia will come in with an offer somewhat. But he's worth up to 10 million. Free transfer. Can't ask for fairer than that. And the one-on-ones and reflexes stood out a plenty here. We did spend some money from Sevilla. 1.2 million. We're bringing a 24-year-old right back. Jose Angel Carmona. Arguably our better of the wing backs that we have got, so he's going to be quite useful, and he can play a centre back as well. And finally, for 7 million euros from Stoke, we bring in a winger. He can play on the left hand side. I think that's where he is going to be playing. Mayeno can play there as well. The left hand side for him, and then we'll have somebody on the right hand side, but he looks phenomenal as well. His stats looks pretty reasonable. 24 years old, plenty of time to grow, and he's got a little bit of potential left in him. He's played 4 games for us already with a goal. So we are sticking with the same formation, just changing the wingers' roles just to fit some certain players in. And if we pick our best 11, Sebas and Manhoef, who can actually switch over, are out on the wings. We've got Gomez up top, Moya and Guti in the middle with Franco, Tassendi, Hilgers, Chumi, Carmona and Silva in goal. I think it looks a very solid side so far. I'm hoping we will stay up with this, and we can only improve if we stay up. Fingers crossed. And apart from the loss to Barcelona, which was a good result actually, even though we were at home and we did level up after 8 minutes. Barcelona did go ahead 8 minutes later, but after that it was just stalemate. So it's unfortunate we conceded 2 goals, especially an earlier one after 2. But 3 wins. Vigo, Pamplona and Getafe. Very good victories, albeit by 1 goal, but I'll accept that. We are amazingly lying in 3rd position, but we haven't played any of the tougher teams yet, and we've played teams that we are expecting to beat. Sevilla down in 15th, lost 2 games already. And for this season, we are predicted to go straight back down along with Cadiz and Valladolid, understandably, but that's not our plan. So let's jump into season 2 and let's see if we can survive. After that 1 loss to Barcelona beginning of the season, we've kept unbeaten for a good couple of months, including a 2-0 victory over Real Hispales and a fantastic 0-0 draw at home to Real Madrid. Then we had a cracking 2-1 result at home to Valencia, including a goal from Manhoef, before losing our 2nd game of the season, 3-0 to Atletico Madrid at the beginning of December. But 3 more defeats quickly followed, including a 3-1 loss to Barcelona away from home this time. But we were back on track in February with a 3-0 victory over Villarreal, and this time drawing to Atletico Madrid, but it was at home. And somehow we finished an incredible 4th position and a Champions League spot. I just don't know what to say. First season look, who knows? I'll take it. 72 points, some way off Barcelona, Real Madrid, of which we have got to overcome somehow, somewhere. But we finished behind Valencia. We do finish above Atletico and Bilbao and Sociedad as well. Sevilla finished 9th. Espanyol go down. Getafe and Pamplona also. And look who's finished a Golden Boot winner for the season as well. Gomez. Fantastic. You just can't write it. Most Player of the Match awards as well. Silva, 16 clean sheets. I knew he was a good buy. I didn't expect him to start though, but I'm glad he did. And we got knocked out by Levante in the 3rd round of the Spanish Cup. That's okay. We concentrated on the league. That's more important. And we virtually stayed up near the top. 30 goals for Gomez suggests it wasn't a fluke. 10 and 9 for Manhoef as well, which has proved to be a fantastic addition to the squad. 9 and 9 for Mayano, 4 and 7 for Moya, 4 and 6 for Guti. Not an awful lot throughout the rest of the team though. If we go by assists, Mayano, Manhoof, Carmona, Franco, everybody playing the part, and Silva only conceded 14-40. With 18 clean sheets. And Poussin did get a game, conceding 2. So getting into next season, we need to obviously strengthen, as we can see a lot of youngsters or younger players not developing that well and not getting that much game time, to be honest. Finances, okay, 17 million euros. Not an awful lot. We only have 55% of the transfer revenue as well, so we're going to have to change that. Wages budget has gone up by nearly double. That's insane. Well, let's see what we can do into the next season then. Season 3 coming up. So with just a few players going out, some fringe players at Kosa, Soberon, Ague and Borges have all left for very small amounts, 550,000 euros in total. So not an awful lot. However, we did manage to bring in some players. First off, on a free is Alexander, a DM player or a midfielder. He can actually play on the left-hand side as well, which is going to be very, very handy. I did pick him up in one of my last rebuilds, and unfortunately I didn't get to use him because of the European players ruling or whatever it was, and we ended up selling him before I could use him. So this time we managed to pick him up on a free, and we're going to use him. And he has played a couple of games for us already, including an assist, and he's playing at a 7. From Sevilla for 7.5 million euros, we're bringing a 22-year-old Stanis Idumbo Mazambo, a left winger, lots of potential, and some of his stats look amazing. His physicals look brilliant. He can dribble, very good bravery, determination as well, fantastic. I'm just hoping he can grow, and he's played 4 games for us already, which means that he is gaining his first team place. From Hellas Verona for 2.3 million, I think it was, Jackson Chachuo, a right back or anywhere on that right hand side. So again, another useful player, 25 years old, another backup or a first teamer. On a free, we're bringing Dolberg, somebody to spice up the forward line. Gomez is on par with him, but Dolberg brings a lot of experience. He scored 5 goals for us already in 4 games, which suggests he's played every game so far, and Gomez is just going to be as a backup. But we've got 2 very good strikers now. That's something we didn't have before. Finally, from Hertha Berlin, 5 million, we bring in Martin Darde, can play DM, midfield or centre back. Very good options to have in either position. Franco obviously is our number 1 midfielder at the moment. A lot of interest in him recently, which we've had to back off and give him a new contract actually, just so nobody comes in for him. Currently Darde's injured, but he can play at anywhere of them positions, and yeah, another good option to have as we start to enforce our position in La Liga. So we stick with the same formation, and if we pick our best 11, we have this. I mean, so our new signings are coming straight in. Darde comes straight in, and we haven't got our right back in at the moment, but Carmona is going to be battling out with him. And I can't say that I'm not happy about the start we've made already. Sevilla, we batter 3-0. Girona was a 4-4 draw, 92nd minute equaliser after we had gone ahead in the 90th minute. So disappointing not to hang on. Valladolid we beat 3-0, and Mallorca as well 1-0, only conceding the 4 goals in that one game. The Champions League, of which surprisingly we are in, Slovan Bratislava, Rennes, Manchester City, Dortmund, Mönchengladbach, Lazio, Inter Milan and Barcelona. Okay, I'm expecting to win at least 2 of them games. Can you guess which ones they are? We are currently lying 2nd in the table, which is fantastic. I don't know whether it's down to the formation or what, I just don't know, but we're surprising a couple of teams here. The Champions League, however, we're not expecting to progress. I am expecting to get at least into the round of next knockout round anyway, in the top 24. There are some good teams below us, including Mönchengladbach, which is surprising, Porto and Monaco. Predictions, we have moved up the pecking order. We're into mid-table, 100-1 now to win the league. We're getting closer for that first La Liga title. So let's jump into season 3 and let's see if we can surprise a few more people and probably ourselves. However, games one after the other against Real Madrid, a loss 1-0, and a consecutive defeat, this time against Barcelona 3-0, really put a damper on things in the league. But we kept on track towards the top 4 with the win over Real Sebastian 1-0. And an impressive victory at home, 3-1 this time against Bilbao, with some great work on that right hand side. Cool finish. We continued to impress the second half of the season with a 4-0 victory over Valladolid and a 4-1 victory at home to Real Hispalis. But Barcelona and Real Madrid is still a thorn in our side as we failed to beat them twice more. This time a loss at home to Barcelona, which is the closest of the 3 games we played against them, 3-2. Which did land us a 4th place finish once again, 73 points, only 21 points off the leaders Real Madrid, who ran away with it, 6 points clear of Barcelona, and we were 10 points behind Atletico Madrid, so there's still a lot of work to do. Maybe we have to change that formation now, we're probably far too defensive, but we are sticking in with the top 4, so maybe we just need better players and then positions. Maybe we give it one more season, see how we do, or do we change it this season depending on who we get. But Dolberg, 28 goals this season, which is fantastic, just behind Ruiz with 30 goals. Dolberg also gets most player of the match awards. Well done to him. Competitions. Spanish Cup, we got as far as the quarterfinals where we played, of course, it's Barcelona 2-1. Real Madrid got knocked out by Villarreal. Goodness me. So it's all on for Barcelona to win it, of which they do against Valencia. And the Champions League, we got all the way to the round of 16. That's brilliant. Of course, we played Barcelona. We had to, didn't we? Losing at 4-1. So Barcelona have beaten us 4 times this season, which isn't great. So if we have a look at the league phase, see how we did. We actually finished in 11th. That's pretty good. I think at one point we were in the top 8, but we hadn't lost any games at that point. We beat Gladbach. We beat Dortmund and Man City, Rennes and Bratislava, but losses of Barcelona. That's the 5th time this season. Then Inter Milan absolutely smashed us, and then a 2-1 loss to Lazio. But we did pretty well to get out of the group stage anyway. If we have a look at the next round, the knockout round, we played Dortmund again, and we beat them over the 2 legs, I believe. 2-1 in the first leg, 2-0 in the second one. I'll take that. If we didn't play Barcelona, we may have won. The winners overall, Bayern Munich over Spurs. Spurs get to another European final. Kudos to them. Our squad, 38 goals for Dolberg. Then Manhoef gets 12 and 10. Mizambo, 11-11. Not bad at all. Guti, 9 and 10. What about Gomez? He did play some games off the bench more, but 3 goals. Looks like he's in decline, so maybe we have to offload him and bring somebody else in, because, well, either way, Dolberg's into his 30s now. I'd be quite happy to have him for another season at least. Assists, if we have a look, 12 for Franco. Fantastic stuff. 11 for Mazambo, 10 for Guti. Miano, 10 for Manhoef as well. We're getting the assists in, and we have been putting it away as well, so I can't complain too much. And Silva, who's now 34, seems to have dropped off a little bit, with Poussin right behind him, only playing the 1 game and getting the clean sheet. But Silva, 71 conceded, so maybe time to look at another number 1 goalkeeper, possibly this season. But in order to do that, we need some cash. So have we been backed a little bit more this time? Considering we've finished in the top 4 again, we've won some European matches. Do we get the money to go with it, I wonder? 29 million. I'll take that. I'm sure we can come up with something there. We may need to increase the wages budget though. We have got an extra 100 grand a week, which is brilliant, and we've got some money in the bank as well, which is nice to see. So let's go and spend this money if we can, strengthen our side some more. So in the January window, I forgot to omit, in fact I didn't even realise, we lost one of our number 1 defenders, and it was Mies Hilgers. He went for Atletico Madrid for 12.5 million euros. Very good centre back. That's probably why our goalkeeper conceded quite a lot of goals towards the end of the season, so very disappointed. Also gone is Moya. He's gone to Malaga for up to 5 million. Rui Silva, he's gone to Barcelona for up to 5.75, and Keed Bear has gone to Getafe for 2 million as well, and a couple of other players going out on loan. So towards the end of last season, we spent 4 million euros on Yassine Ketcha, midfielder or cam or DM player. Looks absolutely fantastic from Harvard as well. 4 million euros. What a bargain. 15 million euros, we're bringing Stefano Turati, a goalkeeper. Again, another decent goalkeeper, 26 years old, should be here for the duration, I'm hoping. 7 million euros from Juventus, we bring in Pierre Kalulu to replace Hilgers. He comes in as a ball-playing defender. Again, some marvellous stats. And from Sassuolo for 12 million, we bring in Josh Doig, Scottish left-back. Looks superb as well, some really good physicals on him. He's played 4 games for us already. Got a little bit of bedding into it, but I don't have any worries about him whatsoever. So we stick with the same formation. We have moved from central midfielder to Mazzala in this role here, and DLP on defence rather than support. I think other than that, everything else remains the same. So if we pick our best 11, Dolberg is still up top, Ketcher comes in, Kalulu comes in, Tarati comes in, and Doi comes in. So all our new signings are in the first team. So far, so good. The only loss we have suffered is against Barcelona, because of why wouldn't it be? We were 2-0 down after 18. We did get one back 2 minutes later, but we just couldn't find a way through. But that was away from home. But we did beat Pamplona, Bilbao and Malaga as well. Champions League this season, we've got Copenhagen, we've got Astana, Ajax, Feyenoord, Manchester City, Atalanta, Real Madrid and Celtic. And we are lying 4th in the table currently because of that just one loss. Barcelona, Alves and Real Madrid are above us. Champions League, we are predicted 27th. I'm not sure if that's worse or better than last time, actually, to be fair. But I'm expecting us to scrape through, considering the teams that we are going to be playing. And season preview sees us, after 2 4th place finishes, rise up to 9th in the media predictions, 100-1 now to win the league. So let's jump into season 4 now, and let's see if we can claim another top 4 finish and see if we can get a little bit closer to Barcelona or Real Madrid, because this video is going to be very, very long if we can't do it yet. After that loss to Barcelona earlier on in the season, first couple of games we went on a little bit of a goal scoring rampage. In 3 games we scored 15 goals, including a 5-0 victory over Getafe, with the odd loss coming now and again, this time against Real Madrid 2-1. But we did manage a victory over Real Madrid later on in the season, a 1-0 victory with Alexander outside the box scoring the only goal of the game. But victories over Villarreal 4-1 later on, and a fantastic effort against Atletico as well, 3-1 at home, which saw us soar to almost top position. But we do manage to split the 2 big clubs up, Barcelona and Real Madrid, and by considerable margins as well. 6 points clear of Real Madrid, who we beat once and lost to them, but Barcelona, who finished 11 points clear of us, we lost to them twice. So big 6 points away there. So if that was the other way around, we would have won the league, but we didn't. Dolberg, what a player. What a player. Golden Boot. He gets the most player of the match awards, and he's amongst all the best players in the league as well. And Tarati, our goalkeeper, 17 clean sheets. The Champions League, we finish a credible 5th position, a top 8 finish, when they literally told us that we were looking at 27th. That is embarrassing on their part. Very much underestimated ourselves with 5 wins against Celtic, Real Madrid, Atalanta, Man City and Astana. We drew with Feyenoord and Copenhagen, which you would have expected us to beat them, and we lost to Ajax. It's only Chelsea that remain unbeaten, but it's Bayern and Man City who top the group. But I am happy we got all the way to the final of the Spanish Cup, winning this 3-0 against Vigo as well. 2 goals by Dolberg, 1 by Alexander, all in the with half an hour to play as well in the final. 3-0, and we get our first trophy of this rebuild. What was that defender doing? I could be screaming at him. And confirmation of the Spanish Cup win as well, which is a fantastic season. And Dolberg is just proving to be very, very valuable to us at the moment. And to prove that, 45 goals in 47 for the striker. That is just insane. With Gomez still getting in there, 9 starts with 10 goals and 4 assists. Good to have as a backup, I feel. He's now 30 years old, however. So I think we will have to look for a striker at some point. Maybe to take over Dolberg or to be as a backup. But either way, they will need replacing at some point. Assist-wise, quite a few. 13 with Franco. Manhoef 13. 11 for Ketcher with 9 goals as well. That's pretty good. Tachawa, 10 assists as well for him. Quite a lot of assists all around. And our goalkeeper, Tarati, that's the difference we've had this season. 43 conceded in 56 with a whopping 26 clean sheets. So we're going to have to improve some more if we want to try and top Barcelona, because they're just beat us twice this season, and financially just the 24 million euros, 85% of the transfer revenue allowed. So we're going to try and get some more back off that and try and improve the recruitment as well. Wages has gone up by 100,000 yet again. So we may have to plough some of that in there and bring in some more top players. Another few, I think, just to consolidate the positions that we have got, which probably will include a striker. We lost our star striker this summer to Al Hilal for up to 36 million euros. He only had 1 year left on his contract, so we decided to cash in. He is on 725,000 a week though, so that's probably swayed him a little bit as well. But our star striker has gone. But that money did get added to the kitty as we had 100% of the revenue by this time. Our first sign-in from Espanyol for 9.5 million was 19-year-old Ransford Asamoah, a young striker, plenty of potential. Physicals look really nice as well, actually, and same with his mentors with a 17 determination. Finishing's not brilliant, but I'm sure that will improve with age. But at 19, he's got 3 goals for us in 4 games in the league so far. From Ipswich for 12.5 million, we bring in Brojan Gruda, a right winger. Can also play cam or anywhere in the top half of the pitch, but he's going to be our right winger this season. He looks pretty good and by far one of our better players. We bring in on a free Danny to bulk out our midfield. We spent 12 million from Dinamo for Cardoso Varela to sit as our left winger. Beautiful amounts of potential. Physicals look really good. He's reasonably quick, can dribble, cross, and he's got a good first touch on him as well, so I'm expecting wonders from this kid over the coming season. And finally from Sociedad for 20 million, we're bringing Raul Gomez, a right back. Again, a lot of potential, 19 years old. He's not going to go ahead of Carmona at this point, but he is going to be one of our insane backups. I feel 19 years old. Physicals look pretty good. Results wise, it's not that bad at all, although we did draw with Pamplona and we lost to Barcelona. Who else? Despite going ahead this time, so we did cause a little bit of a stir this time round, but we did beat Sevilla and Mallorca without conceding a goal. The Champions League this season, we've got Benfica, Ludogorets, Midtjylland, Manchester City, Salzburg, Freiburg, Barcelona again, and Inter Milan. We are currently lying 6th in the table because of that loss on the draw, but we're not that far away from the leaders, so we need to stay in touch. And now the media have granted us a 24th place finish in the Champions League. And this time, where are we predicted to finish? Wow, 4th position. I'll take that. 33-1. Get in the boys. So let's jump into our 5th season, I believe, and let's see if we can bridge that gap between ourselves and Barcelona, despite losing to Barcelona already. Once again, after a good start to the season, we had some very interesting results, including a 3-2 victory over Real Hispales. Despite dominating the game, it should have been a lot easier than what it was. We should also be winning games comfortably as well, but a 4-4 draw with Levante, despite taking scoring 4 goals in the first half, we should have put this to bed quite easily. Some more points dropped. But we did come away from Real Madrid with a 3-2 victory with a 93rd minute winner from Gomez. And a 95th minute winner as well against Villarreal in a 2-1 victory at home this time. But we do the double over Real Madrid, 2-0 at home, the last game of the season, to help us propel us towards the top of the table. We're unfortunate we only finished in 3rd position this time, 4 points behind Barcelona. It is Real Madrid that do take the title, 9 points ahead of us, and we beat them twice, ironically. Barcelona, we didn't, and I think we lost twice to Barcelona. Once, in fact. Okay, that's good. That's not bad going, and we must have drew with them 0-0. Okay, but yeah, points dropped. Quite a lot of them really. 8 draws, which cost us dearly. Asamoah, 27 goals this season, the youngster. That's pretty good. 2 behind Mbappe. Marvellous. And Turati gets the Golden Glove as well, which is fantastic. We were runners-up in the Super Cup, losing to Barcelona 2-1. I think that's after beating Real Madrid 2-1. So Real Madrid, we beat them 3 times this season, which is fantastic stuff. Just can't beat Barcelona. Atletico dumped us out of the Spanish Cup 2-0 at home at the quarter-final stage. And the Champions League, once again, we get as far as the round of 16, this time losing to Inter Milan 2-0 with 2 1-0 leg victories for them. But in the league phase, we finished in 18th, disappointingly. 4 wins, Salzburg, Midtjylland, Ludogorets and Benfica. We drew with Man City and we lost to Inter, where we lost in the round of 16. Barcelona once again and Freiburg. Barcelona were unbeaten together with Man City, finishing top. The knockout round, we played Dortmund. We beat them 3-1. We seem to like playing against Dortmund of late. And the final was taken care of by Manchester United against Real Madrid. That is something you do not see every day. Overall, I can't complain too much, but I do think now it may be time to switch the formation around a little bit just so we can go on the more offensive side and try and force the issue at the top. And Osama, our young 20-year-old, 35 goals in 55 with 4 assists. That's fantastic. That's a great substitute for Dolberg that we lost last season. Gruda, 12 and 7. 11 and 15 for Varela as well. 10 and 14 for Franco. 9 and 5 there for Ketcher as well. Fantastic. And the goalkeeper once again doing pretty good. Tarati, 49 in 55 with 26 clean sheets this time. Squad's looking a lot more trimmed, and it's only Poussin who didn't get any game time whatsoever being our second choice goalkeeper. So next season to improve, we have been landed nearly 30 million euros, which isn't good, and our bank balance is looking pretty healthy as well. We'll start off with the transfers out, and we lose 2 first teamers really. Danny Gomez, the striker up top, probably a second choice striker at this moment in time, has gone to Brianza for up to 1.3 million, and also we lose our now third choice goalkeeper. He's gone to Nantes for 575,000, which did increase the budget a little bit, but with wages etc we kind of had round about the 28 million mark. So 4 players we did manage to bring in. For 8.25 million from Racing Club, we bring in Augustin Abalos, a right winger. He looks amazing. 20 years old, oodles of potential. We decided to go a different tact with our signings this time, and a lot of these youngsters came in through the scouts. Decided to take a punt on them. Physicals look superb. He's got great dribbling, cross as well. What more can you ask for the young Argentinian? From Dinamo for 9.75, we bring in a 19-year-old Cam player. He can play at either wings as well. Again, bags of potential. Physicals look amazing. Acceleration and agility, which is fantastic. He's got good finishing and great technique as well. Racing Club again for another Argentine player. £8 million for a goalkeeper, Lucas Ayala. I think it was their second choice goalkeeper, and once again he's going to be pushing Tarati right to the edge. In fact, I think he's our first team goalkeeper at the moment. 4 goals conceded in 6 games so far. Really chuffed with that. One-on-ones and positioning, leadership, decision making. He looks superb. At 20 years old, 6'4". Be really interesting to see how much he grows this season. And from Partizan, 2.5 million, we bring in a young striker who seems to be playing at the moment. 6 games, 7 goals so far. Fantastic finishing. Physicals look amazing. His class is a wonder kid. In fact, I wonder if all the others are wonder kids as well. But he is taken ahead of Osamoa at the moment, but I'm sure Osamoa will come back at him at 20 years old for the young Serbian. Wow, we've picked up some pretty good bargains this season. And we have changed the formation. We're locking in 2 of the youngsters. Cam 1 on the right hand side. If we pick our best 11 currently, again it looks very solid, and it's nice to see a lot of green lines on there as well as Kruder comes in, but he'll be fighting for his spot. And I have to say it's gone reasonably well this season with, what's that, 6 wins from 6. I'll take it. We've only conceded 4 goals so far, scored tons of goals. It's the best start we could have hoped for, although we haven't played any of the bigger teams. The Champions League, we've got AC Milan, West Ham, Copenhagen, Anderlecht, Inter Milan, AEK, Roma and Real Madrid. We are lying second in the table, right behind Real Madrid, just 1 goal behind on goal difference. Barcelona hot on our heels. They've scored a ton of goals, 21 goal difference, 7-1 against Legans, 4-0 Villarreal, 6-0 against Cadiz. Wow, they're really going for it, and dropped against Bilbao. Hopefully that will be enough to stay in second spot at least. But I'm hoping this season we can challenge. We've got younger players, change the formation. I think it'll suit us down to the ground. We are predicted around about 20th in the Champions League once again, league phase. I'm sure we'll be up there or thereabouts, but there's a lot of big teams ahead of us. And we're in the semi-finals again in the Super Cup. The top 4, I think, go into that. And we've got Barcelona this time, so if we can beat Barcelona, I'm sure we'll probably play Real Madrid and beat them in there. So we need to beat Barcelona because we don't have a good record against them at all. The season preview sees us catapult all the way up to 4th, 25-1 now to win the league behind Atletico, Barcelona and Real Madrid, who are 11-10. Have we got anybody in the Dream 11? Not yet, but I'm sure we will. We've got a couple of players to look out for, the 2 youngsters that we brought in. I think that is it. But yeah, I'm very excited to see if we can hold our position and challenge seriously for this title. So let's jump into season 6 now, and let's see if we can bridge that gap once again. We finally get that deserved win against Barcelona in the league. It comes after 10 games. We're still unbeaten. And we followed that up with a win over Real Madrid as well. Again, at home, but a win's a win. That's 3 from 3 from the big 2 clubs. And through the season, we see us score big, including a 6-2 victory over Leganés, 7-0 against Real Hispalis, including a massive 6-2 victory over Atletico. But losses against Malaga and Sevilla threatened our title bid towards the end of the season. However, it went down to the final game of the season where we did our job beating Sociedad 3-0. And that proved to be enough to give us the La Liga titles. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. We've been teetering around the top 3. We've been amongst them as well. And finally, we managed to hold on. 3 points in it from Barcelona and finishing 3rd. We do it over Real Madrid. I'm guessing that's because of the wins that we did. We beat them 2-1 and I think we drew with them. We didn't lose to them, but we did draw. So on aggregate, I think we beat them over the 2 games that we played in the league. And that proved to be enough. 30 wins from 38 games, which is absolutely phenomenal. And our young striker Vajodinovic, I apologise for butchering, but 39 goals in his La Liga season is absolutely crazy. In fact, both our youngsters get in top positions in the player ratings. We don't have a lot of clean sheets, so that's pretty worrying, but it doesn't really matter. 69 goal difference. Same with Real Madrid as well, actually. That's what we've been waiting for. We've had to wait 6 long seasons, 5 in La Liga, while we built a really good side, and it just goes to prove a change of formation kind of messed everybody up, didn't it, really? And the cup competitions, which is pretty much an anticlimax. If we won anything, it would have been a bonus. We finished runners-up in the Super Cup, so we did beat Barcelona, but we couldn't beat Real Madrid in the final, who absolutely spanked us at 4-0. And the Spanish Cup, we got as far as the semi-finals, losing to Barcelona. Well, another spanking there, 5-2 over the 2 legs. Hispalis are in their final as well. So who won? It was Barcelona after extra time. And the Champions League, we got as far as the round of 16 again. I think that's for the 4th time in a row. 4-3 by Bayern Munich in the end. That is really disappointing. 3-3 in the second leg, however. The league phase, we only scraped through 22nd. 3 wins this time. Roma, AEK and Anderlecht. We drew with Copenhagen but lost to Real Madrid, Inter, West Ham and AC. We still had a plus goal difference though, which is pretty good, but 10 points just scraping through. But PSG and Liverpool unbeaten. So the knockout round we did go through. Beat Monaco 4-3 despite losing the second leg, and the final Liverpool win it from West Ham. A final look at the squad, which seems very light and it seems like we're missing somebody, but however, look at these figures. 48 goals from 56 from Jovan, our 21-year-old Serbian striker, and Max, our cam player who played as I think it was shadow striker, 30 and 20. 50 goal contributions, 55 for Jovan as well. I mean, that is phenomenal between the pair of them. 78 goals between the pair of them. Gruda, he played 6 starts, 14 off the bench, 13 and 12. Ketcher, 13 and 9. Abalos, though, 20 years old, goodness me, 10 goals and 32 assists. Flippin' heck, that is insane. Absolutely insane. And the goalkeeper, he did concede 67 from 50, but he is only 21 years old and looking good. He's worth 91 million. Tarati, he did play some games, still managed to get himself 3 clean sheets. So this file save will be available to you if you want to carry the save on and dominate La Liga if you can. And with that, you will be given a whopping 53 million euros in the transfer kitty. I wish we had that at some point in this save, because that would have made our lives a little bit easier, I feel. And you've got one hell of a wages budget, nearly 700,000 a week. So if we have a look at the records, but first division title We've won that, and we did win the Spanish Cup for the 7th time early the year before. But apart from that, we failed to win any other trophies, which is a shame. I expected to do so, but being in the Champions League, it was quite difficult to win that anyway. But we did manage to get to the round of 16. So another challenge for you would be, if you've took the save, can you get them the Champions League? Probably another season in this formation, it probably would do. But if we go straight into records, then we've broken the record for the highest league position. We finally won it. Most points, 94. Most league wins, 30. Breaking all sorts of records here. Most league goals in a season, 114. Is that the season just gone? Goodness me. Highest get receipts, just over 1 million against Midtjylland. And Jovan gets 48 goals and most goals by player in a season. And he also gets most league goals by player in a season, 39. Guti, 7.52. Highest average rating. And the fastest goal, 16 seconds by Dani Gomez against Alicante. Most assists by player in a season, 32. Was Abalos. Most clean sheets by player in the seasons. Torati, 26. That's a fantastic season as well. Dolberg gets 14 Player of the Match awards. Most matches won in a row, 16. Transfers was the 20 million we paid for Raul Gomez from Sociedad. Varela, 65 million, I think in the February. So we lost him just in the January window then. So we ended up winning the league without our left winger. Cardoso Varela, 22 years old, has gone to Bayern. That was pretty good though. 10 goals in 57 appearances for ourselves and nothing in 4 games for Bayern Munich. So they took him in February and didn't play him. That's just not right at all. Should have stayed where he was. And some of our facilities, I don't think they've improved that much really, to be fair, but they probably will do now. Keep requesting, but the youth recruitment has gone up though, which is a bonus. Reputation's up. Feel like the youth facilities have gone up, but the training facilities have gone down. But either way, they're pretty decent, but estimated value 730 million. That's not bad at all. Right, that's where we're going to leave it. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And let me know down in the comments who you would like to see we have a go at rebuilding next. I'll put any stipulations on it if you want. Either with free transfers or sell every player we get an offer for or things like that. So do let me know down in the comments and we'll have a go at that. But other than that, we'll see you on the next rebuild. Thank you.